This new episode of Maino's podcast is already setting the stage for Akademiks to crash out hard over Maino's comments. The tension between Maino and Akademiks had been quiet for a minute, but this episode lit that fuse again fast. During the show, they answered a fan question about whether you really need to grind in a new lane, or if influence alone can carry you over, especially in podcasting. That's when Maino saw his opening and started throwing slick shots at Akademiks and other YouTube influencers, clear as day.
Prospects, it's good to be right.
What's up, Spears?
Do you have to earn respect in starting a new career, or is influence enough? How y'all feel?
I mean, it's a bunch of hoe ass niggas on YouTube mad at rappers because
what?
they.
What just happened?
What?
What just happened?
What happened with what?
We were having a civilized conversation, bro. What? Where we just went to?
I'm saying it's a bunch of hoe ass niggas on YouTube crying about rappers and artists doing podcasts and angry about that. And I'm just like, it don't matter. We can do whatever we want to do. I'm never complaining about what another man do with his time and his effort.
You could even catch the vibe shift from his co-host, who looked tired of getting dragged into extra drama because they already know how messy the fallout gets when names start getting called out like this. Maino wasn't being subtle at all, and it was obvious who he was aiming at, because Akademiks is the main one that fits everything he was saying. He basically told them straight up that they're hustling on his block now, in his arena, so the tone better change and the respect better be there. And here's where the real issue kicks in, because nobody knows any YouTuber who's mad that rappers are podcasting or jumping into streaming at all. The real problem is deeper than that. For years, a lot of rappers were clowning media people, calling YouTubers weirdos, lames, and all kinds of slick names, acting like this whole space was beneath them. There was zero respect for the grind behind cameras and microphones back then. But the moment rap money slowed down and they realized real money could be made here, suddenly they rushed into the same lane they used to mock and diss, and that's not even the wildest part. They jump into the space they once called corny, yet still talk down on it while doing the exact same thing themselves.
Right. I mean, from reading the question, I would say influence works in a lot of ways. It could propel you to the top of anything if you have the right influence. And then on the flip side, sometimes you got to put your work in to get that respect you need to excel in whatever line of work you in. But things have changed. Before in the music, you had to pay your dues. That was putting your work in. And now it's not so much.
In music?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh,
music.
right, music.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of trying to go on off like the same.
No, but
thing.
I'm saying hoe ass niggas got a problem with artists and rappers doing podcasting, is what I'm saying. Like they have a problem with that, as if it's a problem. And I don't understand what the problem is.
Because they feel they created a lane for themselves and they didn't know that we was gonna invade that shit.
That ain't got nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Your lane is your lane. What you eat do not make nobody over here
I understand that.
So, and in life, I feel like you still got to put in work for everything.
Mm-hmm.
It don't matter.
Facts.
It doesn't matter what the industry is. You still got to work for yours. You still got to get up every day, do the work. Nobody gonna make things easier for you just because you have a certain level of popularity. You still got to do the work.
A certain level of popularity can make your work easier for you.
You think so?
100%.
That's where people feel played. You can't act too cool for school while copying the blueprint step for step. There's no real difference between what Maino is doing and what Akademiks does. Same setup, same lane, same play, just different faces. Jim Jones tried to pivot the conversation with what sounded like a solid question, but Maino immediately swerved it right back to Akademiks and YouTubers he claims are hating on them. And that's where things start feeling forced. Because let's be real, nobody can even name which YouTuber is supposedly hating on this podcast like that. It's not really hate, it's more about respect, or the lack of it. And that same lack of respect comes from the same place people don't respect certain styles of rap, like mumble rap. Everybody might be working, but the level of difficulty is clearly not the same. If you're Maino, Jim Jones, Fabulous, or Dave East, and you launch a podcast on day one with a full backer behind you, that's a totally different situation. You've got funding locked in, staff paid, editors hired, clippers ready, studios covered, and the whole machine already moving. All you really have to do at that point is pull up, sit down, and talk. That's not the same grind as building something from scratch, and that difference matters no matter how you spin it. That's a whole different story compared to a kid coming up in a city with nothing but a computer, Wi-Fi, and pure hustle, trying to make something shake online. That kid has to grind non-stop just to hit 1,000 subscribers, then grind even harder to reach 10,000, and after 2 or 3 long years of pressure, maybe he finally touches 100,000. Because of that grind, he's not going to give the same respect to people who skip the struggle with money, backing, and a full team already in place.
You could be accepted. I feel like you could be accepted quicker based on your popularity or whatever influence you got.
So what we just did in 3 months compared to numerous amounts of people that have been trying to do podcasts, you would think that was just because what? You don't think influence has anything to do with that?
Say what? I didn't hear you.
I said what we just did in this podcast in 3 months, and there have been numerous amounts of podcasts can't even complete this type of mission in years. Hey, if that talent ain't putting in
it's not like just sitting up here and going, hey, we on the podcast, watch us. Hey. Watch us, niggas.
Watch
Nobody's
us, niggas.
saying that, right?
They'd watch you just for that.
Right,
For this one? I think they'd watch it.
No, I'm just saying, but nobody's just sitting up here just acting like, you know, it's just a thing just to have a certain level of popularity. And don't get it up. Everybody in this room work for whatever level of popularity they have.
100%.
So no matter what,
It's work.
it's not given.
Right.
Period. Point blank. You not give a fuck about these whole.
How did we get back to the whole?
Oh, all right. I just mad at. I'm just understanding.
Nice
like, just trying to understand.
You was making your point. You was over making your point. I wanted people to hear it. It wasn't about the whole.
Sometimes it is.
All right, let's talk about it. You want to talk about these whole niggas?
No,
that
I'm
seem to
just
be bothering
saying.
you?
The thing is, I'm tired of the whining, the baby, the crying over.
It ain't gonna never stop, man.
You know what? You're right, Mr. David.
That's
You right.
You ain't got no haters. You ain't popping.
Don't let that shit bother you,
ain't got
man.
no
I'm not
haters. You ain't
bothered.
popping.
100%, I'm not bothered.
He respects his peers more, the ones who went through the same stress, the same slow growth, and the same uphill climb he did. That difference in respect isn't hate at all, it's just reality. And that same kid also has every right to speak up and say he doesn't like the arrogance in this space. He doesn't like people coming in, looking down on everyone, still calling creators weird while doing the exact same thing themselves, especially when it feels like they're trying to step on the ground and hustle that others already built from nothing.
All you YouTubers that's been on YouTube before Jim Jones got here should be taking this statement personal. Because the reality of it is, everybody that's in this section, well, they bunched us into this section, well, they bunched them into this section too. And the reality of it is Jim Jones, Fabulous, Maino, and Dave East. These formed the Temptations. Nights like this, and their numbers is trash. And some of us is on these platforms by ourselves. That motivated other people to come over here. I know I'm the top motivator in this section right here. I created that. And see me, I'm not in competition with nobody. But then you think you gonna come in these YouTube streets? It's amazing how for so many years, bloggers, YouTubers was getting dissed by these rappers. Now y'all coming to the table thinking that y'all running something. Not on my watch. It'll get real in the battlefield before I let y'all come up in here and suppress us.
Now, also, while Maino was beefing with DJ Akademiks last month, Akademiks also echoed the same sentiments. Hey, you rappers turned podcasters are now coming into my lane, which is podcasting and doing YouTube content. Let's not forget that. Here's what he said.
Boy, you couldn't win a rap battle. Don't come over here and think you could win a battle on these microphones where we're talking and we're trading ideas with me. I keep telling you, I'm Jay-Z, Kareem, Wilt, Michael Jordan and Tom Brady rolled up in one. You can't fuck with me. Come on, stop playing. So let me talk to you real quick. When you talking about, let me hear what you say again.
Nah, it's either you understand or you don't. Period. Point blank. You understand? And when you speak about fashion and when you speak about wearing a day, let me just give you some game.
You can't give me no game.
Oh. Tim's, Air Force.
Hold on. Let me just address that real quick.
Tim's, and when you speak about time, it's either you a lame or you not. It's either you with it or you not. It's either you understand or you don't.
Respectfully, Maino, Jim Jones, y'all can't give me no game. Let me tell y'all the goddamn truth. Let me just break it down. And y'all could print this, put this everywhere. Y'all went from being lobby boys to the pod boys. Y'all was hustling on the block of being in the streets. Then y'all was hustling with the microphones and being rappers. Y'all over here trying to hustle on my block, the block that I built. This shit y'all doing, I helped build. Remember that. So y'all can't talk about lame because I never came to y'all block. I ain't come to y'all block like, I can't get no money. So listen, could I sell a brick over here? I can't, my shit's slow over there. Could I start rapping? No, rap slowed up. Nobody listening to y'all. Facts. Right? Y'all couldn't clearly get nothing in, well, I don't want to encourage nobody to get nothing in the streets. Y'all on my block. My block is a podcast broadcasting block. You on my block. I can't be lame. The lane of the block you're with. Ask about it. While you're sitting there, I helped create this shit. I'm the reason, one of the reasons radio is dead. I did that. The lame did that. So if I created the block you coming to hustle on, boy, you can't tell me a thing. What you talking about? Y'all went from lobby boys to pod boys. It's not happening. What are you talking about? I've been getting money here for 15 years. Factuals. Y'all block slowed up. Y'all hustle slowed up. Y'all got shut down. Oh, let's move around. Let's get over to where Act got going on.
That's why this whole situation keeps rubbing people the wrong way, because it feels like lines are getting crossed without any self-awareness at all. You can't jump into a space that already exists, benefit from it instantly, and then act shocked when the people who built it side-eye you. There's a clear difference between earning your spot and being handed a microphone with everything already set up. When creators hear slick comments from people who never had to struggle for views, uploads, or consistency, it comes off as tone-deaf and entitled. That's not hate, that's just calling out the imbalance. And the craziest part is, nobody is trying to block anyone from eating. The issue is respect and how you move once you're in the room. If you're doing the same content, playing the same game, and chasing the same audience, then stand on that. Honestly, talking down while copying the formula only makes the divide louder and messier. The funny part about this podcast is every single week they swear up and down they don't talk about people, yet every week Maino is bringing up somebody new anyway. That's the contradiction right there. And let's be clear, let me show you exactly what Maino is really mad about and what he's calling hate, because that label doesn't really fit here. I listened closely to what Akademiks said, and honestly, it didn't sound like hate at all. If anything, once this clip makes its rounds, Act is clearly about to crash out over what Maino said on this podcast. Full energy, full response, no holding back. And to be real, all Act seems to be asking for is basic respect in a space he helped build from the ground up. Akademiks was one of the first really pushing hip-hop news heavy on YouTube, and that matters. And it's not just him. People like Combat Jack, Joe Budden, Chris Morrow, and Charlemagne all laid groundwork in this podcast and media lane, and that history shouldn't be ignored. Now I want to hear from you. Was it smart for Maino to poke this situation again knowing Act was going to see it and respond loud? Or was this just unnecessary drama waiting to explode again? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, share it, and make sure you subscribe to Dripzine. Don't forget to hit the hype, this video button to help the channel grow. Thank you for rocking with us.